macha.
Violence don't fall for gutter.
Macha, macha.
Violence don't fall for corner.
Macha, macha.
Macha, Lawrence Awada.
Aori.
It's a pity we can no longer find Lawrence. It's now 107 days ago that the wife killed him. Lawrence kept his family. He wanted to protect his children, but unfortunately, he was stabbed to death on that Black Sunday, August 20th. Lawrence is gone, left 2 children behind. We are here to show solidarity and to say that silence is not golden. Silence is not
Golden.
We must always speak out. We must speak out.
We are here in respect to the case of Commissioner of Police and Okei-Idoko, the woman alleged to have killed her husband. And the case was heard in Court 13. The magistrate was able to make some pronouncement relating to the next step or the next level, which, according to the magistrate, she said that the DPP advice said involuntary manslaughter, which means that the magistrate, because of the punishment inherent in accordance with the Administration of Criminal Justice, Lagos State 2015 as amended, is not something that the magistrate can entertain. Therefore, the court has agreed in the next adjourned date to transfer the matter back to the High Court, where the case will start de novo. So, although there are a little misgiving from the family relating to the DPP advice concerning the involuntary manslaughter that was stated there, but, well, we cannot fault the DPP because we all know as lawyers and people of the court that the DPP advice is premised on one, the statement from the defendant, the evidences attached, as well as the report of investigation by the IPO in charge. And I am very sure and positive that that DPP advice must have come as a result of the 3 indices that I just mentioned. Either they are wrong, I'm talking about the IPO, the evidences presented, or not. I think that will be determined as we proceed to the High Court and get the matter discharged away with in earnest. So I believe head or tail, justice will be served. Even in manslaughter, in manslaughter, I don't think the punishment is light. It's not something that can be, wished away or wished for anyone, as long as the case can be proved and the person found guilty. I think it started from life imprisonment. So I believe that justice is what the family wants, and I believe that justice shall be served as we proceed to the High Court. Well, I think the incident happened around August 28th, and the matter was charged to court around September, thereabout. And this is the second adjourned date. The one we witnessed today happens to be the third, which is adjourned to January 15, 2018. And I believe that within the time that the case was charged to court and now, I can say that there is a movement and there is a kind of proactive movement towards achieving justice. I mean, even myself, I was surprised that the DPP advice has come within a month or within 2 months when the matter was charged to court. And I just hope that the matter moves to the High Court. The judge there will also fast-track the case and make justice to prevail on time.
Well, that Black Sunday, August 20th, 107 days ago, that Lawrence Idoko was killed by the wife. We stand for women, we speak for women, but injustice is injustice to all. Therefore, our main solidarity is for people to realize that violence is on the rise. Our men are being killed. It has almost become a recurring decimal. And the case of Lawrence Idoko, a 33-year-old young father of two, 3 and 1 year respectively, is not an exception. So we are here to say that men who are going through violence must speak out. If they don't speak out, then the person will die in silence. And for us to say that there is no killing is not excusable. It should be homes, not boxing rings. It should be homes, not slaughter slabs. Therefore, we as women arise, we stand solidly in asking and seeking for justice. From the DPP advice, we've been told that Folashade Idoko has been charged for involuntary manslaughter. Justice is meant to serve as deterrent, and therefore we want the judiciary, the case is going to High Court now, to speedy up the process so that justice can be served. We stand solidly and want to sound the note of warning that women out there must desist from taking the lives of their partners. We stand for men, we stand for women, but justice is gender blind. Therefore, any offense that is committed, the law arm of the law will catch up with the person. We are here in solidarity, and we are saying that we follow the case diligently in ensuring that Lawrence Idoko will not die in vain. Lawrence will get justice, the two children will get justice. It's going to serve as deterrence for others. Sad enough, what happened in Yewande's case in Ibadan? She was handed 7 years, which is the max minimum for manslaughter. Although the Oyo State is still making use of the criminal code, we are making use of the justice administration in Lagos, and the max is life imprisonment in Lagos. I believe that if the full weight of the law is always brought to bear, it will always serve as this. I believe in justice administration.
They were married for 5 years, and we did not get a complaint even for a single day. It was after he died and we rushed to the house that we were regaled with a lot of gory tales of what the woman was doing to my nephew. Several times he would be at the bar, and then she would go there and break chairs, tables on his head. He would drive into the house, the front of the house with his friends, and she would come out and drag him out of the car and be slapping him, be throwing the nearest objects at him. Also, about a year ago, during I think New Year Day or so, he used a bottle, he smashed a bottle on his head because he said someone sent a text message to his phone, and at the end of the day, a part of his ear was sliced off, and so he had to sew the ear. And then when his friends asked what really happened to you, he said it was the mosquito net that tore at his ear. Even another occurrence, there was another violent occurrence again in January this year, I think either January or Christmas period, and his younger sister was there. The younger sister said the wife took a knife and wanted to stab him. Then she came in between. It was around 1. They had quarreled at about 10 p.m., 12 p.m. over New Year message, and he said this must be from a girlfriend. Then after they slept, she woke up at about 1 a.m. again and started another round of violent trouble. I went and took the kitchen knife. I wanted to stab him. So she heard him and was struggling, and the knife cut her wrist. And that was how she calmed down when the blood started gushing. But this time around, nobody was around. The sister was asleep. It was only the son that saw the violent scenario. And we even took him to the police station, the criminal investigation department, to take a statement. Till now, if you ask him, he will say, what happened to your father? I said, my mommy shook my daddy knife, and my daddy died. He's just 3 years. So this has been ongoing, but he hid it, and that's what happened to either men or women who are in that kind of situation where you try to hide the reality from the outside world rather than seek help. And for men, it's particularly painful because they try to put up a courageous face. They try to show that they are not weakling, and then they die silently, just like my nephew. We're not aware. It was the neighbors that were telling us. At a point, the landlord actually gave them a quit notice. From the onset, based on the precedence of Lagos as a place where justice is always speedily dispensed, and the fact that Lagos is above average compared to the rest of the country, we've never had any doubt as to if justice will be dispensed. We have full confidence in the justice system of Lagos State, and we believe that at the end of the day, justice will be served. Not just justice, but maximum justice in this case. And it's not just because Lawrence happened to be my nephew. I believe that Lawrence symbolizes men who also fall victim of domestic violence, a reality which is not usually harped on, a reality which we don't stress most of the time, that men also can be victims of domestic violence and even paying the supreme price, just like what happened to him. So we believe that this case will be used as a test case to ensure that anybody can get justice, that Lawrence, the wife, will be served justice, and also the fact that he symbolizes for men who are still in domestic violence, the fact that they can always get out when the heat becomes too much and save their lives. So as for the particular case, we are going to follow it through to ensure that at the end of the day, maximum sentence is served. As the lawyer said, under the Lagos State Criminal Code, even if it's manslaughter, we're actually expecting premeditated murder outrightly. But even if it's involuntary manslaughter, the sentence still remains life imprisonment. And we're going to pursue the course of justice to ensure that justice is served. Because no life should be dispensed of in a fit of rage or anger by any other person. No life is dispensable. And every single life matters, whether the person was my nephew or not. And everyone that violates the law should stand to be punished. Anyone that takes a life must stand and receive the maximum sentence, the maximum consequence. Because for every action, whether positive or negative, there should be action. Nigeria is a land governed by laws. And so everyone that violates the laws of the land, especially when it pertains to taking a fellow human being, should be ready to be served the consequences. And we are committed to this cause. We are committed to the cause of justice. We are committed and will see it through to the very end. And we're going to follow it up as a family and also as someone that is the human rights activist.